Hey, welcome to the Regular Guy Vikings Hour. Great googly moogly. This is literally my fourth time recording this. This is just going to be my introduction video to my channel. I had some audio issues, and then I tried uploading my first video, and I had some. I had like a cover band playing Prince covers in the background, playing on my Spotify, just kind of like right beneath to kind of give a little background noise, but apparently YouTube didn't like that. So I'm learning, So just that kind of like leads me to my first point where I'm basically going to tell you to please forgive me as I rumble, bumble, and stumble my way through this introduction because this is my first time on camera, so to speak. And so I'm not necessarily comfortable talking to a camera yet. And even though this introduction is about me, it's like, you'd think I'd have it memorized by now, but now I'm going to be reading just off of a browser here, just kind of going through all the things that I plan to provide with my show. So let's start first and foremost. Okay, that cool bass riff that you heard in the intro, that is actually courtesy of a musician named Brett Crow. Okay, he graciously allowed me to use his music for the intro, and you can find him. He is The Brett Crow Show on TikTok. He's on Spotify. He's on YouTube, probably other places as well that I don't know about, so you can look for him anywhere, most likely. He's got 1 million followers on TikTok. Super talented guy, very cool. He does a bunch of fun stitches. That are just a lot of fun to watch. And so I've noticed that he goes live a lot. He's the front man for a Primus cover band called Primish, which is a very cool name. So anyway, if you like bass like I do, then please check him out. So let's move on to the About Me section. Okay, first of all, I'm a Zennial. Okay, I'm from California. I've never set foot in Minnesota before. I actually went to an elementary school called Viking here in California, and just because of who I am as a person, against the grain. I refuse to root for the local teams, right? So, it's like, what? I go to Viking Elementary. I'm gonna call myself a Minnesota Vikings fan. And so, 9-year-old me back in 1987. The rest is history, right? 37 years of just heartbreak. But anyway, and by the way, being out here in California, the amount of crap I take from 49ers fans is outrageous. It's just terrible. But hopefully our team can start winning and we could start having some comebacks in that conversation, right? So like I said, I've been a fan since 87. Back in the day when, you were memorizing stats off the back of a trading card or memorizing box scores from the newspaper, right? I grew up watching NFL primetime on Sunday nights. Um, I was a regular on the old Purple Thoughts message board. I subscribed to the Viking Update magazine, so that just shows you how long I've been following this team, right? It kind of blows me away, actually, just how quick and easy it is to access Vikings news and analysis these days, right? It's like if I had told 9-year-old me how easy it was to get Vikings contact, I think content rather, he'd be blown away, right? It's like it's a whole new world. But just right out the gate, I just feel a lot of excitement about being able to start this channel. I'm kind of dipping my toe into the arena of being a content creator, and I get to talk about my team, and I feel like it's a real privilege. So I'm glad to be doing this. So I just want to start off by saying that I kind of want to tell you what my show is going to be about and what it's not going to be about. Okay, so number one, I'm not a film breakdown or X's and O's guy. I do go back and rewatch the games, and I make my own assessment using, just my eyeballs and 37 years of football watching wisdom. So I'm not going to wallow in the muck of being too technical with this show, so don't worry. Um, I I like to have a balance. I'm not overly analytical. I'm not too old fashioned. However, I will reference PFF quite a bit because they're the only entity that I know of that's been willing to try and quantify the game of football so far. That's pretty cool. So I definitely love referencing their stuff. Um, I don't necessarily consider it gospel, but I do love their grading system, and I think it's a great baseline for discussion. Um, and then, in addition to that, I actually create my own methods and formulas that I like to use to help me form my own opinions and stuff. So I think that gives me kind of an alternative angle, to Vikings talk. Also, just to kind of throw in like a humble brag, I actually did work one season for PFF. It was actually last year. I was a part time analyst where I reviewed film and things like that. And it was a lot of fun. I think only a couple hundred people got hired out of like a pool of like 1,000 people. So I took a lot of pride in getting that job. But I decided to give it up after the 1 year, just because the idea of football being a job just felt kind of tedious to me, and I think I'd rather be doing this. I'd rather just talk Vikings. So that's where we're at. So for this show, no agenda. There's no reason for me to be either critical or complimentary of the team. I'm just going to tell you what I think, and I will probably be pretty positive most of the time. I am a glasses half full kind of a guy. That's just who I am as a person. But just so you know, my opinions will never be weighted in any way. I'll always just give you my honest thoughts. Um, there's not going to be any clickbait headlines. There's not going to be news dumps, breaking news announcements, things like that. I'm not here to try and trick you into watching me. I want you to come here, hear my perspective, and enjoy yourself. I'm not going to bog you down with transactions or act like I'm some kind of like professional reporter. This is just an opinion show, and it's just for fun. I know it seems as if there's an appetite for constant content out there right now, and that's great for people who like that. But I think for right now, I'm probably going to be able to do maybe 2 or 3 shows a week. So let's see if I can stick to that, but we'll see how it goes. Again, I'm brand new to the game, so I'm not worried about stepping on toes. I have no ties to the team in any way. There's no need for me to be like mindful about the things I say. I can just kind of speak my mind. Um, and honestly, what I want more than anything else is just entertain you, to give you a good show. I'm gonna try and bring some flair. I'm gonna try and let my personality pop, on screen. Um, and I hope that comes through. I can be passionate. I can be intense. And I really do take special care in brainstorming and thinking up unique ideas and talking points for the show. So I look forward to doing that for you. And then just like my last thing is that the regular guy Vikings hour is going to be Viking centric. Obviously, I'm also going to talk NFL. I'm also probably going to talk a little bit about gambling. I'm not really well versed in gambling. I'm kind of new to it, but I do understand point spreads and things. So I will be picking games and tracking my picks, against the spread and straight up and that kind of stuff, which I find to be fun. Um, I don't play fantasy anymore. I won't talk fantasy. I did for a long time, but I'm kind of over fantasy at this point. I'm on to new things. I don't watch college football. Really, the only time I start talking college football is when it's NFL draft season, right? That's when I care a lot about the players that are coming out. So I look forward to really diving into that as well. So that gives you the gist of what the show is going to be about and the things that I won't cover and will cover, that kind of thing. But here's my final thoughts is that I honestly believe that I could tap into a niche of the fan base. And the reason why I believe this is because I, at times, found myself being underwhelmed or having a hard time finding, good options and things to watch and listen to. And I just thought, man, there's just got to be something out there that just like really speaks to me, just a regular guy, right? So just something that's like nice and long, and it's about the Vikings. It's no nonsense. It's easy to follow. You can just put it on in the background and just let it play and get your fix, right? That's what we're looking for, I think. A show for the average fan. It's about the Vikings. It's about the NFL. No agenda, right? I'm just getting my Vikings takes and I'm getting them out into the wilderness, right? I just want to be heard. Um, and I think I have some pretty, I can be engaging. I think I've got some things to say. So I think you guys will probably enjoy that. Again, just like I mentioned before, I'm going to try and bring some passion. I'm going to try and bring some intensity, and I hope you guys, will enjoy that. Um, so anyway, so like with this show, hopefully you can listen while you're driving. You can listen while you're washing the dishes. You can listen while you're at work. You can listen while you're walking the dogs, or whatever the case may be, right? I'm here to kind of scratch that itch, hopefully. So you're asking yourself, did I need another Viking show? And in my opinion, yeah, you did. So here it is. So at the end of the day, I'm like you. I'm a diehard Vikings fan, and let's do this.